Hi, I'm Tom Niedermeyer with the AMF Training School. Welcome to our Partnership Program Maintenance Matters video series. Today we will be discussing the shuttle and bin assembly. When working on or in the Pinspotter, AMF strongly recommends that the power plug to the Pinspotter be removed and the plug placed into a lockout box. The box is then locked so that only the mechanic who has removed the power plug can re-energize the Pinspotter. For a thorough inspection of the shuttle and bin assembly, we would want to remove all the pins from the bin. That way we can see all of the parts, and we would start here at the front, looking at the track and its rollers where the number 1 pin rolls into position, making sure the rollers are all in good condition, the track hasn't been bent. We would inspect all of the butt spacers, and with each butt spacer there are 4 shock mounts, 2 on each side. We'd be looking for damage there. The pin guides themselves, looking for missing rubber bumpers where the head of the pin drops into position. And lastly, looking at the bin switch itself, switch located between the 8 and 9, the actuating lever in the 9, making sure that it does operate properly. The shuttle is more easily inspected from the bottom up, so here we have dropped the table and we're viewing the shuttle from underneath. This gives us an opportunity to look at the pin holders, check for excessive wear or chipping, inspect the hardware where the pin holders are attached, and also an opportunity to look at the shuttle tubes to see if any of them are bent or broken. There are 5 of these shuttle straps across the back, 1 each at the 7, 8, 9, 10, and 5 pin. These guarantee the spacing between the pin holders. There's a lot of stress applied to these, so we check closely at the ends to make sure that none of these straps are fractured. The shuttle is pulled forward by this spring, and we would need to inspect for free shuttle movement, paying particular attention for any bind in the movement. We'll be looking at how far behind the bin the shuttle is. The less space we have here, the easier pins go through into the spotting cups. The more space we have here, the more difficult it is for pins to drop into the cups. Should we need to adjust how far behind the bin the shuttle protrudes, we would do it here by changing the length of this rod end just aside of the head pin. And we'd be looking also as to how far below the bin the shuttle is, and it is controlled by this connecting rod. As the table of our machine may be lowered to compensate for the deck as it is sanded away, we may need to lower the shuttle a corresponding amount. We've taken some of the parts out of the Pinspotter in order to get a better look at them. What we see here is one of the track assemblies for guiding the pin into the number 1 bin. There are 2 of these listed as right and left hand. On each track assembly we find 5 rollers. These are riveted in place. However, there's a field replacement roller that can be attached with a screw and star washer. This is one of our many butt spacers. We always check for cracks where the hardware attaches them. Shuttle tubes can be replaced without removing the entire shuttle. However, if there was more than 1 tube that was broken, we might find it to our advantage to take the entire shuttle from the machine. Our bin switch is a standard micro switch. This is the one with a large button, the 043. There are 40 of these shock mounts in the bin assembly, 4 of them at each of the butt spacers. They have the nuts encapsulated, their life expectancy quite good. All rod ends would be inspected for wear. This particular rod end is part of the shuttle connecting rod. The end of this connecting rod is what we change the length of to determine how far behind the bin the shuttle was carried. This is a shock absorber type arrangement to cushion the rapid movement of the shuttle. Bin straps, remember there were 5, all are identical, easily replaced without removing the shuttle from the machine. Pin holders, 20 of these, 2 at each location. We look for excessive wear or chipping. Pin guides, we'll find quite a few of these in each of the locations. They are not all identical, so we need to check part numbers closely when replacing any of the pin guides. And the shuttle operating arm, 2 of these, again a spherical bearing. These are both identical, and this is what carries the front of our shuttle assembly. This completes our overview of the shuttle and bin assembly. For more detailed information about its operation and maintenance, you're invited to attend the AMF training program in Richmond, Virginia.